Here, we're going to look at ARK innovation on the daily chart. And sometimes charts and trading in channels is just boring, but we have to take it for what it is. We have to do what the stock is telling us. So, what is ARK here telling us on the daily chart? Well, the first thing I'm noticing is we're trading in basically $2 channels. So you got 64, 62, 60, a little bit of something here at 58. You can see that was support for us back in December, but really the 56. So, I mean, 56, go up by 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You're all the way up at 64. And then this is nothing new in here because ARK actually traded like this back in October, September, and August as well. So here's about a $2 channel here. Here's a $2 channel. You're trading right in that $2 range every single time. You did have a jump up here, but what we jump from 48 to 50? Wow. Okay, cool. What did we jump from here? This is 52, and we jumped all the way up to 55. So here's a little bit of a bigger jump, but more or less, $2 in here is what we have to trade. And that's kind of what we're looking at, right? We do want overall to kind of break down and either go up and hit this trend line or fall all the way back here. But we need a little bit more volatility in here, although we have enough in here to play with, but it's not the volatility that we want to see, right? But we are trading a $62 stock. So we have to keep that in mind. $2 is actually a pretty big move in here on a $62 stock. So all that being said, what are we looking at now? Well, 9-day EMA and this lower resistance of about 62.26 in here is what we're going to watch. We're kind of sitting right on that right now. We did trade up high as 64.06 in the last trading session, not today's. So obviously that's a $2 increment from where we were. 64, that's going to be our next number we're going to be looking at. And really, it's going to be the 64.72 area because that was our highs that we hit back on January 31st. So 64.72, we're going to say, is going to be our major resistance. But really, anything above 64, we can expect a little bit of pullback in here. Above that, we're just going to go ahead and say it. 66. Why not? $2 increments until this chart tells us anything else, then we're just going to stick with that. Now, support wise, we did mention that 62 area. Below that, we're going to say 60. Nice whole number. Psychological, and you see it was a good support for us multiple times. Multiple times it was resistance, even dating back into November of the previous year. Below that, we said did say there was a little something at the 58 mark, but really it's going to be this 56, which is going to kind of match up right here how we want it with our lower trend line. So all in all, what are we looking at in here? Check out 62 area, check out the 64 area, and then just remember, keep in mind, we traded in $2 increments this whole time back since August up until now. We did have this big pop here, but for the most part, every 3 trading days, we were still within that $2 range. So keep in mind, you're not going to get a drastic move in here, but a $2 move in a $62 stock is definitely reasonable, definitely enough to take some profit out for sure. All right, now options chain wise, what are we looking at in here now? Well, we did mention we need some more IV, but actually the IV rank is telling us there's 40, that's 41. So you are above to where we can sell some premium here in here if we would like, but really it's not a whole lot, right? So anything above 30, your IV rank is where you can sell premium, but we're still kind of in the low 40s. So take that with a grain of salt, especially on a cheap stock like this that's trading at about 62 bucks. You have right around a $5 expected move by this Friday, next Friday about $7, and then you go out to your March monthlies right around an $8 expected move in here. So we're going to see what happens in here for sure, but definitely it's always good. Take a step back. What's your chart telling you, right? You see these upper trend lines that we have drawn. You see the lower trend lines we have drawn. You see your 9-day EMA, nice psychological number of 62 and 60. But overall, what is the chart telling us? We're trading in $2 increments, and until it tells us otherwise, then we're just going to keep on trading it like that. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all our social media, and we also have a Discord service if you are interested. You can find all our socials in the description below.